Hi, welcome to Hope in the Light of Suicide. I'm Tammy White. I'm the founder and CEO of the Bobby White Foundation and your host here. Um, I kind of had a rough week, but I'll get into that in a second. So because doing this sometimes is not like the easiest thing to do, but I I have to persevere, and that's actually what we titled this show today. So, but first, um, I have to thank John Gaston and Area 52 Media Group because without them, we wouldn't even be here anyways. And actually, he had to talk me into this a while back. And I can't believe here we are, like a little over 3.5 years later. This is our 137th episode about talking about the hard stuff. But I really want to thank John and Area 52 Media Group for being brave enough to even tackle it because a lot of people don't want to do it. And I am like forever grateful. And also for Delynn Gaston from the mortgage firm for also being the brave one to help support our show, and she's actually supported me from the very beginning of this journey, and it means a lot. So anybody that is traveling this journey, you know how tough it is, and support, true support wherever you get it is extremely important. And if you seriously have any mortgage questions, anything, she's the one to go to. So with that, I'd mentioned, I think I mentioned, I'm sure I did, mentioned last week I was going to be speaking, giving a presentation at one of our local organizations that I happen to be a member of. I've been a member off and on for a few years. And I had everything all set up and worked on the PowerPoint. And John helped me figure out how to get I wanted the show intro embedded into the PowerPoint because I just think it's so powerful, and had everything all set up and get to the venue. And I didn't think it was going to be like a really big deal because the person that's presented last month, he uh, did a PowerPoint presentation and everything went great and flawless. And so I get there, and we don't have any of the cords that are compatible between my laptop and their projector. And they had a million cords. And I didn't know. Um, so we looked, and Carol from Seven Springs, she's the events coordinator. We kept looking, and we just couldn't get it to work. So I had my laptop on the podium and kind of turned it around, which it wasn't a huge room, but it was hard to see. I did play the intro, but nobody could read the words on it and stuff, and it just kind of discombobulated me with my presentation because partly I had there were a lot of statistics and graphics that I really wanted to show the people in our community in Pasco County here in Florida, um, because it makes a bigger impact. And so I had to read everything, and they couldn't see it, and I just didn't feel all that great about it. And so I stewed on it for a couple days, which I know I shouldn't. Um, and I made a post on Facebook how disappointed I was in myself and disappointed in the presentation. And um, I got right away tons of feedback, both on Facebook, and some people reached out to me privately to let me know that I did do a good job. And people were, they were paying attention. I guess the room was really, really quiet, and I guess they were listening to what I had to say. I don't know. it wasn't what I envisioned. I guess it wasn't the way I envisioned it to go. I guess I got my point across for the most part. I wasn't able to finish the presentation because of the way it went, and I mean, I probably got 3/4 of the way through it, but and probably the most important pieces of information, were delivered. Um, but kind of what my point is to this, what we do here is really, really tough, and it's not something that it's just a job that we go to and we do it every day, and it maybe doesn't affect us personally. This affects us personally, all of us here involved. You know, everybody with Area 52 Media Group, and myself. It's personal, and so sometimes it can be really hard. And I know sometimes when I do this show, it's it's hard on my producer too. But what I need to try, and not just me, I think we all have this, is that we need to not be so hard on ourselves. Um, I think that, and I was told this, that I think we all really strive and we do a better job than we think we're doing, and we just need to take it a little easier on ourselves with this. Um, it did make me feel better. I still have twinges about, it's just because I know how I wanted it to go, and it just didn't work out that way, and which is fine, because like I've been told, it still worked out. So I just know that next time I got to do a little bit more extra work ahead of time to be prepared, so that I can make it work, the way I want. Um, so yeah. So anyways, and I was at lunch today, and one of my friends, that actually, Larry and Joanna DeLuca, from DeLuca's Fine Jewelry, they're really great supporters, for a lot of things in our community, and they've been, the last couple of years, huge supporters for the foundation. I mean, they have donated a ton of artwork that we're going to have available for Art for Hope. We still have some of that this year, and he's donated a few more pieces this year. So don't forget, Art for Hope is coming up. September 12th, and it'll be held at the Hilton Garden Inn. Hilton Garden Inn is really awesome supporters for the foundation and for Art for Hope. It's from 6 to 9. We're going to have hors d'oeuvres, cash bar, Leanne's Cookies, our sponsors, of course, Area 52 Media Group, but our dessert sponsor is Leanne's Cookies, and our photographer, Rick Redmond. And then our other sponsors, of course, like I said, Area 52 Media Group, the Rotary Club of the Nature Coast, which happens to be the Rotary Club that I'm a member of, and Precision Surveying and Mapping. And they've been with us also since the very beginning. Like I've said before, it's a survey company that Bobby worked for many years. I mean, he worked for him for a really long time, went to another survey company, and then came back. And I think probably like the last, I don't know, 13, 16 years prior to him taking his life, he worked for Precision up until the day before he died. So I really, truly appreciate their support year after year. It means a lot. So, anyways, yeah. So when I was at what I was trying, I'm getting to this in a roundabout way. Larry and Joanna DeLuca, when I was at the meeting today, he came in, and I don't know if he saw my post. I don't know, I mean, if this was, planned earlier or later or not, but it almost made me cry. I mean, I didn't want to cry in front of everybody, but he gave me this really cute, this really neat bracelet, if you can't really see it, but anyway, it has a heart on it. It's the colors of suicide prevention, which is purple and teal, and on the heart it says, "Together we can make a difference." And it really meant a lot to me. I thought it was a donation for our other stuff, and he's like, "No, this is for you," and I was just blown away. But he also brought stuff in for that we'll also have available at the fundraiser. So he they donated 100 of these ribbons, pins. So I think we're going to put these on every basket that we're going to be raffling off. So everybody that wins a basket raffle will get one of the suicide prevention pins. And then, and I hadn't seen these before. I've seen the ones that we have available from AFSP, but I haven't seen these ones before. But I love these. They're the little rubber bracelets that everybody has for every cause. And this one has a piece, a heart, and the ribbon, and it says, "Your story is not over. Don't let your story end." I wear teal and purple for someone who meant the world to me. Sometimes when I read these, it's all I can do to not cry. You can never be replaced. This world needs you. I mean, these are just really we have a bunch of these, so somehow we're going to incorporate these into Art for Hope, Suicide Prevention Awareness, Fighter, Stay. This one has the heart, semicolon, which I kind of have my own version of that. So anyway, so we have all these really cool things that he brought for us for Art for Hope. And we also have on the 20th, Reuters is doing a fundraiser at Slice of Life Pizza on Little Road and Embassy for us. So that'll be like our first kind of fundraiser going into the season, because it looks like this is gonna start to be kind of like a season. September is National Suicide or International Suicide Prevention Month, and within that month, the week of September 10th is International Suicide Prevention Week, and September 10th is Suicide Prevention Day. So that's why we always have our fundraiser during that week. However, it falls within in that week, National Suicide Prevention Week. And I was on a call yesterday, and it just came up, and I think it's really kind of cool. It's just been just over a year that they came out with the new suicide prevention lifeline, and instead of the big long 1-800 number, they changed it to 988. Kind of like they wanted to make it easy, and so like 911. So for the suicide lifelines, it's 988. And it's been out for just a little over a year. Immediately after it came out, there was an uptick in calls, which is good because that means people are getting help. It's bad because that's how bad it's needed. But the SAMHSA, which is the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Awareness Administration, it's long, but anyways, which they kind of, I think, pioneered this a little bit with many other partners. So this year they're coming out with the first annual 988 day, and it's going to be September 8th for 9/8. That's closest as we could get. And the theme for it this year is no judgment, just help. So in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be rolling out our version of it. They partnering with SAMHSA. They have been really great at giving us promotional material so we can help promote it. If you saw on the bottom of that, we inserted the Bobby White Foundation. I looked on it today. I picked up some stickers at another event that I was at, and so we're going to have more promotional material and really pushing that out for National Suicide Prevention Month. I even checked. I'm going to get some yard signs made. They have a digital file for us so that we can do that too. So there's going to be like a whole campaign, and evidently it's going to be a yearly thing now that's going to fall within that. I don't, in the conversation of the meeting, I don't know how what they're going to do with time. They might try and do something with tying it into September 10th. I don't really know what they're going to do with that yet, but it's the beginning of just at least helping get the word out more and making it easier for people. And so I'm kind of excited about that. I mean, it'll be great. So I'm like really messing with my producer with the things that I'm talking about today. But so with all that too, remember, we have our support groups that we started here in Pasco and Hernando County. The Hernando County one in Spring Hill is the second Wednesday of the month at NAMI Hernando, who we partnered with, and we're really grateful for them. And then the third Thursday of the month is West Pasco Newport Richey, which is held at the Oasis Coffee Spot. So all those should be either on the Facebook page. We'll make sure, I know the Hernando one is on the events, and I'm trying to get better, make sure I can get those out kind of like ahead of time. But just always remember the second Wednesday and the third Thursday, and hopefully by October we'll have the first Tuesday for the east side of our county that we're working on, and hopefully going to be partnering with Parks and Recs for that. They're trying to help locate us a spot that they can offer us to hold that support group, in which I'm not like super familiar with that side of the county, because like I said before, our county is really huge, and I live on the west side. But I got a phone call on Saturday, and it happened to be the mother from a family that we assisted about 4 years ago. And I wasn't familiar with the mom. It went through the father and his work. They lost their 13-year-old daughter to suicide, and unfortunately, it was a really hard situation. I ended up getting more information about what happened after speaking with her. It was a bad family situation. There were signs. And some of her classmates even told the adults at school, and everything was missed. Nothing was done. And I really believe that this was a suicide that could have been prevented if the adults would have listened to these kids. She was giving away prized possessions at school, notes given to her friends. Note was given to the adults at the school, and it slipped through the cracks. But anyway, so I invited her to our support groups, but she lives like on the other side of Hernando County, which is even north and further. It's just further away from the groups that we have going now. But when I told her that we were going to be starting a group, hopefully in Dade City shortly, she was extremely interested, and she that's a group and an area that it would be more accessible to her, and so we're hoping to get that done, because if there is the need, and we want to be there to help other people like us, and not make it difficult, because that's what we ran into. That's what we ran into when Bobby died, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. So it was a good conversation. We were on the phone for quite a while. I was listening, and that's what I wanted to do, and just kind of like be there to listen to her, and So that was really, it was really kind of cool. So also had our gun safety meeting, and that's coming along. We have gun safety locks thanks to James Haley Veterans Hospital out of Tampa. We have right now we have 10 of them available at the foundation office, and they are free. So anybody that needs a gun safety lock, please contact us at the foundation office. And we have these available, and I'm really grateful to James Haley. Um, they'll they're going to try and keep us supplied in them, and our gun safety committee is moving forward. It's a little slow, but the one gentleman that's made contact with a couple of the gun shops, we're really trying to bring those people into the conversation, because we want to know what, their concerns, and how, maybe they can help us and we can help them. It's still, he said, after talking to a couple of the shop owners, when you mention suicide, you can kind of see the people's expressions change. And I mean, that's what I had when I first started speaking publicly, and because it's tough, and it's, that's their livelihood. But we're hoping in the next couple of weeks to set up a meeting with him. He knows personally a couple of the um, I don't know what they are exactly. I know who they are, but I don't know exactly their political position in our community. Who is very interested. So it may be, a good way to help us help them, and where we can work together and make help with the gun safety be a bigger issue, because especially with the white males. Um, Firearms is the number one means that they take their life, and we'd really like to see what we could do to deter it, because it doesn't really take that long. If we can deter it for 10 minutes or an hour, we might be able to save somebody's life. But we're grateful for the gun shop owners that are willing to step up to the plate and be a part of this. So that's going to be moving forward. Our next meeting, we should have like some really good updates if we get these meetings set up, so that we can have some discussions. I think it would be really cool. So anyway, so we're doing that. I don't know what my time is on here. I forgot to even say anything. I didn't notice it until partway through the show. So anyways, I have no idea where we're at. Okay. Now I know how much time I have. Thank you. But anyway, so things are moving along, and that makes me really happy that even when I had, a bad week for myself, that which evidently wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I made it out to be worse than it was. Um, all these things that are happening, that has happened just in the last several days, are so positive. And the response that I've gotten from people in the community, I am really super fortunate, because there's a lot of us out there that don't have, I would say, the community that I have. And a lot of that comes from, I've been in business here in West Pasco now for over 30 years. So, I know a lot of people. I've been involved in our community for a really long time, even prior to losing Bobby. Um, and it's funny. I think I may have mentioned it a really long time ago. Um, he would always say to me, why are you out doing all this stuff in the community? You're not getting anything out of it. Is it really helping your business? Blah, blah, blah. And I would just say to him, and my mom would say the same thing too. Um, and I'm like, because it's the right thing to do. You're a part of the community. You want to be helpful. If you have the means and you can help, that's what we do. We help others. Not knowing what was going to happen, to us. And that's not why we do it, is that sometime it may be, oh, it may be my turn. No, it never even crossed my mind ever in a million years that I would be the one that they're helping me, and they're reaching out to me. And not a lot of people have that. um like I've always said, I am very fortunate in that way, and I don't know what I would have done without my community. My mom wanted me to leave and move back to Washington State immediately, and I was like, I'd lived here for 25 years. I had my business. My friends were here. I do have friends out west, but it's this. I've spent most of my life here, and that's what people need. And so that's what we're trying to do here with the foundation, is to make sure that with all the resources that we can gather, we can wrap our arms around people that are starting this journey new, or even that has been as far along as I have, because it's not something that goes away. So my quote for today has to do with perseverance. Patience and perseverance have a magical effect before which difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish. John Quincy Adams. And that I've repeated that over and over in my head the last couple days, and it's true. And so just don't be so hard on yourself. Remember to put these phone numbers in your phone. When I was speaking at Community Service Council, everybody took out their phones when I asked them to, and put these numbers in their phone. You just never know when you're going to need them. So again, just don't be so hard on yourself. We can persevere, and just always remember there is always hope. Thank you.